Hey Raghunath, tell everyone about our Patreon community.
Sure, Kastuba. The Wisdom of the Sages Patreon community is an incredible online yoga resource. If you like the type of yoga wisdom and culture we share on the show, then our Patreon community is a great next step. This is a listener-supported podcast, and any level of sponsorship will unlock a wide range of live and archived classes, talks, and even workshops.
Raghunath teaches, I teach, and we have a host of other excellent teachers on topics ranging from yoga philosophy, asana classes, storytelling, Ayurveda, kirtan, cooking, meditation, and a lot more.
We even have an incredible online Bhakti 12-step recovery group.
So if you want to check it out, go to patreon.com/wisdom of the sages.
All right, let's get it on.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily yoga podcast, with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York, Kastuba Das. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays. It's Makeover Tuesday. It's our first day of the week. We didn't do a show yesterday. I always end up saying to someone, yeah, we do a daily yoga podcast. And then I realized, well, I didn't do one today. So it is pretty daily. It's a pretty daily yoga podcast. Maybe we call it that.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
I don't know.
You sound, how are you today, Kastuba? You sound a little rigid.
Rigid? I don't know why you would say that, Raghunath.
Yeah?
Perhaps it's just a reflection of your own rigidity.
I'm not rigid.
It's
I'm
being
fluid.
mirrored back at you.
I'm fluid. I'm in the flow today.
Me too. I'm loose over here.
I'm lubricated. Some
Careful, don't go too far with that. You got a new hat, Raghunath. You got new glasses.
I got new glasses. I got new glasses, and I got my Asbury Park Jiu-Jitsu hat from Jeff Eisenberg.
Is that where he practices?
That's where he teaches and practices.
That's his own thing.
No, it's not his own thing, but it's his
thing.
Okay,
he teaches there.
Yeah.
All right.
How are you? What's going on in Mayapur? Kastuba is in Mayapur.
I tell you something, Raghunath. Since we last met, right?
You and me?
Well, yeah, all of us, because we were all together, right? And the show that we did with interview with Yogi Charu, that was our last show.
When we last met, you mean online? Okay. What about it?
We haven't met since then, offline. So,
well,
in any case,
we've met. The last time we met was on a plane to Delhi. That's the last time we've met. But you're saying the last time we talked. Okay.
Yes.
The other day, what happened?
Yeah. So as soon as that show was done,
this isn't rehearsed. We're not going. I don't know what happened. He's got something he's going to tell me. Okay, what's happened?
I'm telling you. So yeah, that was Sunday night. Here, it was Sunday morning where you were, and I was missing Niranjana Swami leading the Dhammadarastika prayers and leading kirtan in the temple, right? During the show. But, when the show was over, I had the opportunity to rush over there and catch the end. Normally it would go, the show here ended at 7:30 p.m. And, it takes me 10 minutes or so to get to the temple. It takes me at least 5 minutes or something to end the show and send Mara the title,
Yeah,
so
there's a wind
so
down.
it gave me a little time to rush over there and try to catch the last 10 or 15 minutes. And I walked into that massive temple room. I don't know how many people, well, like when it's full, how many people are in there. But my guess is it's over 1,500.
No, much more than that, man.
It may be 2,000. I don't know.
Much more than that.
I'm talking about just the one side, the Radhamadhava side, not both sides.
I'm pretty good with numbers because you
do shows.
That's like 8,000.
No.
3,000.
I don't think you are very good with numbers.
I am pretty good. I just can't remember how big that temple is.
Let's say 2,000 people, something like that.
More than 2,000. All right, go on.
So I walked in there and more than 2,000 people.
And you got to understand, it's not like by American codes. Like we have limits to how many people we can put in a room. In
There's no
India, it's
limits
just like
here.
there's no fire marshal. It's
No.
just like stuff as many people as can. Stampedes might happen.
And yeah, and everybody's carrying a flame with
And
them.
yeah,
'cause
what
they're
could go wrong? Everyone's got a candle in their hand
all-
and wearing drapey, long, silky, flammable clothes
yeah.
and long
So
hair with oil on it.
now, so the Radha, Madhava, and the Astasakis were
Yeah.
all in the temple room. They're up there. They're massive. They're huge. They're bigger than life size, right?
Yeah. Well, if you
And
don't know what he's talking about, he's talking about
Radha
the
and Krishna.
deities. The deities on the altar are giants. They're like lifelike, but bigger than life.
Yeah,
They're like usually deities are small, like
smaller.
like a little child, but these ones are like a a giant man.
and
Like a
and women
like a big Dutch guy.
even bigger.
You ever notice the
And
Dutch are just like a massive species of human? Do you have
I
any
don't think
Dutch
so. No.
friends?
I
Oh, they're
do, and they're not
huge.
so big.
They're huge. I can't even go to a
Vasudev's
urinal.
normal size. I do know one Dutch person that's I've heard.
No, I'm
I've never met him in
serious.
person. I heard he's very big.
I can't even go to a urinal in a Dutch bathroom. It's like too high for me. I have to go to like the little
Okay,
boys' urinal.
Raghunath, you're squirreling off.
All right. But it's true.
So on that altar is both Radha and Krishna, Radha Madhava, and 8 gopis. Right? It's a beautiful scene. So beautiful, it's hard to describe. And Niranjana Swami, he's the kind of kirtan leader. I got some realizations about kirtan, Raghunath,
Did you?
and I want to discuss those with you. Not now on the show, but he was leading. When he leads kirtan, he takes everybody to another place. You know,
He
he's got
enters into this place of like a
powerful
solemn,
energy.
solemn. Yeah, it's not
It's
like a
not
big happy
showy.
kirtan.
I mean,
It's not a performance. It's almost like he's crying to
he's a
God. You feel that?
talented. He's a talented musician, but it's not that he's showy at all. He sings nicely, but it's not like it's some kind of major vocal performance.
Mm-hmm.
He's singing with devotion, and I think he really understands and is really internalized like the idea of what it is to lead a kirtan. Is he's just assisting everyone in becoming absorbed in that mantra.
Mm-hmm.
And that mantra, we understand that our understanding is that that mantra is given to us by Sri Chaitanya for the purpose of bringing us to Goloka Vrindavan, to bringing us to the spiritual world. And when everyone enters it together, when everyone just like there's nobody's thinking about being cooler than the next guy. Nobody's everybody just entered, and he has the power to do that, to take thousands of people in one room and get them all moving together in that beautiful direction. And Raghunath, the room became the spiritual world, and everyone was dancing back and forth, and just joyfully, joyfully. I looked around the room and I said, "This is the energy right here. It's going on right here in this." Oh, now Abhishek just put up the picture of the darshan from the next day, which I want to talk about. The photo he just shared on the chat board is the most beautiful vision I've ever seen in my life, which was the next morning, which was Gopasini. But let's stick with the kirtan for now.
Okay.
Everyone was lifted. So he stopped at a certain, like at the allotted time, and then everyone just kept chanting kirtan, kirtan, kirtan. He started back up again. and everybody just there's a beautiful Russian woman, kind of elderly, older, kind of short, little Russian lady, very sweet. I don't know Russian, but she definitely appeared to be Eastern European, maybe Ukrainian. Beautiful smile on her face. She's kind of wrapped up. She's got a little shawl around her head, and she just starts dancing through the kirtan. Like, she had her own style about her, and she's just encouraging people to get up. And Raghunath, the joy, just the joy of this simple act of singing the name of God. I was looking around and I was saying, this energy in the room right now is the energy that can change the world. If we all come together on this platform of, hey, I think the whole like anti-religion thing is a good thing. I think people are like, If we
Good
can
to
get
hear.
past, yeah, good in this sense. If we can get past if we can reject the aspects of religion that prevent us from accepting one another and being open-minded towards one
Mm.
another, then we can all come together in the kirtan, and once that happens, we can break down all the barriers. We can sing and dance together, and really, this is the prediction of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is the prediction. We're reading about that last week. The prediction in the ancient shastras. We all come together in kirtan. I was feeling it, Raghunath. I was feeling it.
Mm. That's
Yeah,
sounds like you were in the spiritual world
yeah.
with a bunch of
And
Russian ladies.
there's something. Yeah, there's something about when you get that kirtan and you get it at the right pace.
Yeah.
You don't
Can't
get
be
too
too
frantic.
can't be too
And you
frantic too
hold it there for a long time, because like anything else, it takes a little while to get into it. So you need to give people the time to get into it. It's got to build.
gotta
You got to
build.
hold them there in that space. And once everybody's there for about 10 minutes, then it's like, whew, the whole thing
Then you bring
just,
it up a notch. Not too much, just a little
and not too
notch.
much. Yeah, just a little notch. And
Yeah.
then you hold it there and you let everyone swim in that. It was like swimming in the Ganges, like you're floating in the water and everybody's in it. Oh, and then the next
Hey,
day, brother,
uh,
I have more to
you're still
share.
going? Okay, keep going.
The next
Cool.
day is Gopastami, right?
Oh, you sent me a photo of you in a
Yeah,
turban, and then
yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, and you wrote it's Janmastami in
Did I say
in
it's
you
Janmastami?
said Janmastami,
Oh,
and I
I
was
meant
like, "What is he?
Gopastami.
Is this some old photo of him? It's not Janmastami." Or I was like,
No,
"Maybe it's. Am I missing Janmastami?" That's what
you
it
sure I
actually
said
went through my mind.
Janmastami? Am I
You wrote
missing Janmastami?
Janmastami, and I
Okay,
was like,
let me check. I'm double
"Okay,
checking you. You're right. I wrote herding the cows with Krishna Balaram and Janmastami. No, Gopastami.
yeah." So I just
And
dismissed it as like he's losing his mind.
he's losing it. So that's the day. This gets to the nature of the unique esoteric aspects of our whole thing, of Krishna Bhakti, that like everybody celebrates the day, the first day that Krishna as a little boy goes out and herds the cows on his own. It's like in modern day, like the first day the little kid goes off to school alone or something like that, and like there's a whole emotional thing going on, and
Yeah, the first day of school.
yeah, it's like, oh, the first day Krishna goes out with the cows. It's like everybody celebrates. And on that altar, Raghunath, I almost cried seeing how beautiful Radha, Madhava, and the Astasakis were. And Abhishek posted a photograph. The photograph is beautiful, but honestly, it's impossible to catch just how heart moving this altar was. And all the gopis is showing all their feet and Radharani's feet, because I guess they're running out in the mud or something. I don't know exactly why they're all showing their feet on that day. And they're all holding different things. Like they're holding different ropes for herding the cows. They're holding different sticks and flutes and little packages of food for him to go out and herd the cows.
I
And
never
in
knew
my
it was the day of Krishna's first coming of
yeah,
age and bringing the cows out. I always thought it was just a day to worship the cows. But
no, 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 yeah,
According
yeah,
to Wikipedia, it's a coming of age celebration when Krishna's father Nanda gave Krishna the responsibility of taking care of the cows.
yeah. It's like like sometimes people post on Instagram, oh, my little baby's going to school for the first day, all alone.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very
It's
special day. Your kid's in school for the first day.
yeah,
You
and
dress them up
everybody's feeling
nice.
it.
Yeah.
It's a mixed feelings because everyone's happy that Krishna's is beautiful. He's going on and taking out the cows, but it's
Oh,
also
but
like we're not going to see
you're
him.
leaving him alone. You got to
Is he
trust
going to be
him. Is he
safe?
going to be okay? They're pretty big, those cows.
And so here they have a big celebration of the Goshala, which is where they care for all the beautiful cows here,
Mm.
and they decorate the cows very beautifully, and they have a big celebration. There's everybody. Well, this is a thing, right? Like Tar says to me, he says, "Oh yeah, the Gopasmi Festival's going on. This is one of the best festivals of the year. Everyone goes to the Goshala, and everyone dresses up as a cowherd boy." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." So we dress up as cowboys. He's like, "Yeah." It's like you don't go over there unless you're dressed like a cowherd boy. I'm like, "Okay, well, let's do it." So like, I got a
No one was dressed
turban.
except you.
I got it.
Like a
I got a
costume party
turban.
and no one's in costume.
I got a turban, and then as we're about to leave, like the ladies that help around Tara's house, like the little Bengalis, they're like, "Oh no, you need like a cowherd boy belt, like
They're
gotta
dressing
wrap
you
the
up.
cloth around." Yeah, they gave me the belt, and we were all set. Yeah, then we're riding our bikes over there.
Nope, you can't ride bikes. You're Cowherd boys.
No, no, no. We're on the way over there, but I'm like,
Okay.
it doesn't seem like everybody's wearing Cowherd boy outfits.
It was just you.
And then I saw like, oh, there's some little kids are dressed that way. Okay, that's nice. But none of the adults seem to be dressed this way. And I'm like, okay, a few teenage girls got some turbans on. But then we got there, it's like, we're the only adult men here that are dressed like this.
He totally pranked you.
No, no, he didn't prank me because he was dressed that way too. He was like, anyway. But anyway, I said, forget it. I'm embracing this. I'm a Cowherd boy for the day.
Now that picture makes more sense and is more funny.
Oh yeah, and then
Go back and look at my text messages that you sent.
those kids are beautiful, weren't they? I posted that one on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram page, you can see it. There's a picture of little Krishna and little Balaram, and they kind of put their hands on my shoulder like they're taking care of me, and like we're going out to herd the cows.
Tradition in Nandagram, they have a little Krishna, a little Balaram. They parade them around everywhere. I was just looking at Krishna Murari's Instagram post on my brudge, and it's huge. I want to go to Vrindavan for Gopastami too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, and between that and the morning on Gopastami, Niranjana Swami gave class. Oh, Raghunath, I'm telling you again.
There's so many holidays, Kastuba. How do we do it as Americans?
We're
not in Mayapur like you. What do we all have to get cows? How can this happen?
You can watch the videos of this. Chapu here, she shared the video of that massive kirtan.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Maybe we can put it in the notes. You can put in the marriage.
Well, we're keeping the vibe high here at Super Soul Farm. We had a big
keep the vibe high.
It was very high. And I tell you, it was so nice to be with Super Soul Savites. I think if people want to do the Seva weekend, it's just really random. People come to my head and I think about them, but maybe we should do a more methodical way, Mara, where people, if they want to be part of a Seva weekend, they can write in and we hold their name. Because right now it's just like off the top of my head,
Yeah,
there's no methodology.
Make the calendar. Why don't you have a Super Soul calendar, and you can just are you a little too spontaneous for that?
No, I'm not. I plan them out because we have a spring one and an autumn one.
Okay.
But it's so sweet. Okay. So let's get serious.
Let's do this. We have announcements.
Physical. Mara, what do we got?
We got back to recovery group meetings today. The men meet at noon and the women meet at 2 p.m.
Let's get spiritual. I want to get spiritual.
I don't think I know.
Because Stu was talking to someone so I can keep singing.
Coach over here. She's like, announce my thing.
That's Jiva, right?
Yeah, Jiva G Life Coach over here.
Jiva,
she says there's a
what's
tonight.
Every Monday.
Oh, every Monday in Mayapur, there's a in-person Bhakti Recovery meeting.
All right.
So if people want to know more about that, they can go to bhaktirecoverygroup.com.
I think that is going to be huge, Jiva. I think it's going to be huge. People need that. Good for you. Giving you some of this today.
Peace.
All right, let's get into this, sir.
All right.
Is that it? Do you have a nugget, or was that our nugget talking about you?
That was our nugget today.
Dressed as a cowherd costume.
Yeah. That was a nugget.
I'll know you're really advanced.
I mean, I could tell you more about the class Niranjan Swami gave. Maybe I'll talk more about that later.
Prabhu, I know you're really advanced when you actually just start dressing like a cowherd boy because you want to be part of Krishna's Leela on a regular basis. It's not for a holiday.
All right.
By the way,
maybe I'm not a cowherd boy in the spiritual world, though, but it felt like Krishna and Balaram accepted me. And I think anyone that sees that photo will feel that way.
By the way, have you watched that Tyler Henry, the Hollywood Medium thing I
did.
sent you?
I did.
It's kid's pretty impressive. Someone sent me the one with him and Moby. I'll put it on the board right now. He is like the most adorable mystic child.
I'm not necessarily buying into it, Raghunath. I'm not saying.
Well, Moby texted me and I said, "Is this real?" And he was like, "It was 100% real." He knew everything about me. Anyway, I'll let people copy that and watch it on their downtime. but it's just about this young medium who got picked up by Hollywood, and he goes to famous people's houses and just tells them, "Your mother wants to let you off the hook for
That
not
kind of,
showing up at her funeral." It's like,
and then they go,
what?
"Oh, thank you."
How do you know that? And then he's like, and there's something about you and flowers, white roses, and the guy's like, what?
That's a little bit like, what was her name? Something Caputo, Long Island, uh, Tracy Caputo or something like that.
I don't know what happened.
You have a father named Vinny. How many of you? And everybody raises their hand. How many of you have an uncle named
Oh,
Vinny?
it was a comedy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No, he's not a
Oh,
heel.
Teresa Caputo. Oh, that's right. Long Island medium.
You have a father named Vinny. That is funny.
They all
Okay.
raise it. Short. Yeah. I won't get into it now.
You have
All
an
right, let's
Aunt
get into
Rosie.
this.
I had 2 Aunt Rosies. How's that for a
Rosie.
time? I had 2 Aunt Rosies, 2 Uncle Johnnies.
My grandmother was Rose.
Of course she was. Okay, let's get on with this. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam dirayat. Before we start in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnanattamarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmadhamnena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. I forgot one announcement. I am leading kirtan at the kirtan, what is it called? The Festival of the Holy Name in Florida. Maybe show up. Maybe show up and give me some support. That is at 3:30 on Saturday in Alachua.
On the video.
At the
When do you
temple.
travel?
I travel Friday.
You can do the show Friday?
And I get back Wednesday. Are we
Okay.
having a show Friday? I don't know. When's my ticket?
Yeah, I think we can still do a show on Friday. I think it's not till the following week that he'll need a day off for travel.
Okay.
What's the following week?
Raghunath, things get heavy now. Things are getting heavy. The battle.
Okay,
Gonna fight.
We're back into wars.
This is some
Celestial
great
wars.
war. This is some great war descriptions, though. Are you like that? Do you like to read the battle stuff from
Yeah, I do.
Mahabharata and all that?
I do.
Me too. And they got great descriptions. And you can see the beauty of Shukadev Goswami here, the narrator of the Srimad Bhagavatam, because as he's telling the war story with all those kind of details, like, it was raining down weapons, on the demigods, like, torrents of rain. He throws in a little message there for us, Raghunath. It's really cool. So I think we'll get there today.
All right, what text are we on? We're chapter 6, Canto 6,
I think we're at
chapter
13.
10. Text 13. Okay.
Yeah, yes. What's happened so far is that what we read last time was that following the order of Lord Vishnu, Indra and the Devas, they went to the sage Dadichi, and they asked him to give up his own body so that they could use the
was
bones.
like, okay. Yeah.
He accepted it.
Yeah.
And so that they could use the bones, his bones, to have a weapon constructed that would be powerful enough to kill Vritrasura. And that's exactly what they did. And now they're going to come out there and they're going to fight. They're going to fight Vritrasura and all the demons.
And he was giving all this philosophy like, well, you're going to have to give up your body anyway. Sure. I'm going to give it up for a noble cause. Take my body.
He did, yeah. Now, picture, as you read this, Raghunath, why don't you read a little bit in a dramatic voice? Don't go overboard, but give it a little bit of a dramatic voice. And and picture, if everyone in their mind can picture this like a Hollywood film or something like that, I think it gets exciting.
Sure. You're asking me to step into character, of course.
You can do that.
Text 13 and 14. Thereafter, King Indra very firmly took up the thunderbolt manufactured by Vishvakarma from the bones of Dadichi. Charged with exalted power of Dadichi Muni and enlightened by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Indra rode on the back of his carrier, Airavata, surrounded by all the demigods, while all the great sages offered him praise. Thus he shone very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Vritrasura.
Just picture that, right? In a film, right? He's on this elephant, and all the sages are chanting mantras as he's going out there, and he's like effulgent on.
I read
this
the other day
massive
that it's a
elephant.
four-trunked elephant.
I've seen it depicted that way.
A four-trunked elephant with multiple tusks, and it flies.
Very powerful.
It's not like Dumbo. It's like a real flying elephant, not a
Yeah.
cartoon elephant.
Yeah.
Some otherworldly elephant. My dear King Prickett, as Rudra, being very angry at Yamaraj, had formerly run towards Yamaraj to kill him, Indra angrily and with great force attacked Vritrasura, who was surrounded by the leaders of demoniac armies.
Okay.
Thereafter, at the end of Satyuga and at the beginning of Treta Yuga, a fierce battle took place between the demigods and the demons on the bank of the Narmada River. So I wonder if the Narmada, of course, Narmada is one of the sacred rivers of India, but this is talking about a celestial world. I wonder if the Narmada River, I wonder if it's also coming from the heavens like the Ganga.
It is, and Prabhupada speaks about that in the commentary, Raghunath.
Uh-huh.
Herein, the Narmada does not mean the Narmada River in India. The 5 sacred rivers of India. What are they? Close your eyes.
Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, and the Sindhu.
No, some of those are correct.
they're all sacred rivers.
Well, the 5 that Prabhupada's mentioned: Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Kaveri, and Krishna. He says all of them are celestial. Like the Ganges River, the Narmada River also flows in the higher planetary systems. The battle between the demigods and the demons took place in the higher planets. And then we get a calculation of exactly when this took place.
Some people are like looking at this like, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
I'll believe it. No, you don't have to believe it, but that's what they say. They're not from this world. They somehow end up on this world, but they're coming from, I'll say it, outer space.
Okay.
These are rivers from outer space.
Okay. Check 17 and 18.
O king, when
You'll
all
say it as if you have any hesitation to venture into those kind of topics.
O king, when all the Asuras came onto the battlefield, headed by Vritrasura, they saw King Indra carrying the thunderbolt, so that's his weapon, and surrounded by the Rudras, the Vasus, the Adityas, the Ashvini Kumaras, the Pitas, the Vanis, the Maruts, the Ribus, the Sadyas, and the Vishvadevas. Surrounded by his company, Indra shone so brightly that his effulgence was intolerable to the demons.
Amazing, huh?
Amazing army here,
I've watched the what's his name, Ken Burns documentaries on the Civil War.
Oh yeah.
And some of the testimonies of people were there. Of course, they all say it was so horrible. It was like so brutal what men were going through, having their limbs sawed off, and just like so much death, so much blood. But they would also say that in a way, like it was beautiful. Like, like if you looked at it from a distance, it's in these beautiful rolling hills and the way the smoke's going up. There's something about it that was also, there's a certain glory to it. I'm not saying glory in all the pain and so on, but there was something about it just was majestic.
On nationalism. Thank you.
Not nationalism, it was a civil war, but I'm just saying that warriors commonly report this kind of thing, that there was a certain majesty in it, and certainly this sounds like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're marching. It's not like wars nowadays where you're like shooting missiles, hiding behind things. digging
Yeah.
tunnels. You're showing up and you're marching into there's a type of nobility. Like, okay, let's do it right now. And that you square up and they're marching forward, you're marching forward.
Yeah.
It's not like everyone's got like just machine guns. You've got like, you got to be real close to the people. It's an intimate type of thing. One guy's not even carrying a gun. He's playing a drum. The other guy's just holding a flag. He's so proud of his territory. He's holding a flag. It's and they're dressed in, they're dressed in beautiful
Now
matching
you're sounding.
garments.
You
Ah,
want to recreate?
I think I would be one of those guys who would be like a Civil
get
War
into the
reenactment
recreation.
guys.
Reenactment. But we are going to hear as we read on about some of the chivalry and the rules of enactment and engagement that they had. The dharmic rules of engagement that they had.
That must be a totally American thing. I can't see Europeans reenacting wars. That's like an American thing. Let's reenact.
Well, you always say that. You always say
Civil,
only Americans know this, but we'll hear from the Europeans. They can tell us
if any Europeans have heard of the phenomenon of reenacting wars, it's a huge thing in America. Just Google that. People get into it to the detail. Okay. Mara, would you ever do that? It's like, no. You could be Betsy Ross knitting away.
Oh, in Leeds they do it. UK. They do it in the UK.
Leeds. Oh, sure. Okay.
Seen them in the park, they say, Danielle says. And what did you think when you saw them, Danielle?
O King, when all the Asura...
Isn't it 19 that we're on?
Text 19. Many hundreds of thousands of demons. What? There's demi-demons?
Apparently.
Many thousands of demons, demi-demons, yakshas, rakshasas. Those are man-eaters. And others, headed by Sumali and Mali, resisted the armies of King Indra, which even death personified cannot easily overcome.
Wow.
Among the demons were Namuchi, Sambara, Anarva, Divimurdha, Rishabha, Asura, Haryagriva. I wonder if that's the same. No. Sankushir, Viprachiti, Ayumuka. I wonder if that Ayomoka, some type of face. Paluma, Rishabharava, Praheti, Heti, Utkala. Roaring tumultuously and fearlessly like lions, these invincible demons, all dressed in golden ornaments, gave pain to the demigods with weapons like clubs, bludgeons, arrows, barbed darts, mallets, and lances.
We should recreate this. We're going to reenact it.
Oh, man.
An elephant.
I would hate to get lanced. Armed with lances, tridents, axes. People have been historically brutal.
Battle axe.
Swords and other weapons like satagnis and bushundis. The demons attacked from different directions and scattered all the chiefs of the demigod armies.
Whoa.
As the stars in the sky cannot be seen when covered by dense clouds, the demigods, being completely covered by a network of arrows falling upon them one after another, could not be seen.
Okay, so you got to picture this, right? The devas, demigods, like the weapons are showering down on them, but they're so skillful that they're cutting them all down in the air before that they can reach them.
The showers of various arrows released to kill the soldiers of the demigods did not reach them because the demigods, acting quickly, cut the weapons into thousands of pieces in the sky. Whenever I heard this, I thought, oh, this is like a fantastic story. But did you ever see that guy on YouTube who does bow and arrow? Like crazy, insane bow and arrow stuff?
He shoots
people
like 5
are
arrows
throwing
at a time.
things in the air, and he's like chopping them and snapping them and snapping like cigarettes in people's mouths and uncanny stuff right out of the Bhagavatam and the Mahabharata.
And these are the people on the higher planets. They got all kinds of skills that we didn't.
Well, it's sort of like there's something in me that wants to doubt everything. Yeah, right. How can that happen?
It can happen.
Happens even in this world of mortal frogmen. As their weapons and mantras decreased, the demons began showering mountain peaks, trees, and stones upon the demigod soldiers. But the demigods were so powerful and expert that they nullified all these weapons by breaking them to pieces in the sky as before. And when the soldiers of the demons, commanded by Vritrasura, saw that the soldiers of King Indra were quite well, having not been injured at all by their volleys of weapons, not even
That's
by the
frustrating.
trees, stones, and mountain peaks, the demons were very much afraid. It's like,
Okay.
we're going after these
We're
guys.
giving them everything we got. Yeah. Now, Shukadeva Goswami is going to slip in a message here, Raghunath, a little teaching in the middle of this very graphic narration. He's going to slip in a little message for us all to hear and to take in.
A message to you, Mara. Oh, it's a message. You like them?
No,
Come on, you like the specials.
I like the specials.
Okay.
I don't like it when you break into song constantly during the show. But go ahead.
Some people have said they like it.
Yeah,
Good
not
for
very
them.
many though. Okay.
Amy Steller likes it. Thank you, Amy, for the validation. When the soldiers of the demons commanded Vritrasura,
No.
as
Text
their
28.
weapons and mantras decreased.
Text 28.
See, this is what happens when you don't scroll up and you sit there and knit. When insignificant persons use rough words to cast false, angry accusations against saintly persons, their fruitless words do not disturb the great personalities.
There you go.
Similarly, all the efforts of the demons against the demigods, who were favorably situated under the protection of Krishna, were futile. Right? That's a good one. That's a great analogy. When insignificant persons use rough words to cast false, angry accusations against saintly persons, their fruitless words do not disturb great personalities.
So we can understand that if when someone insults us, someone uses rough words against us, if it disturbs our mind, then we're not really saintly persons yet.
We
haven't
acting
really...
like great personalities.
Yeah.
It's
something
like
to meditate on, something to take into, something that we need to embrace, something that we need to understand that we'll be fortunate that Krishna places these kind of circumstances across our path from time to time so that we have the opportunity to develop this saintly nature, saintly disposition,
Sure. It's a red flag.
So we should welcome it.
That's a nice way. It's a like one time I posted something and I got like 100 positive comments. That was great. That was insightful. That was deep. And then one person wrote, "You look so old," and I was like, that one statement. It's like everybody wrote nice things. That one statement. That was just when insignificant persons use rough words to cast false, angry accusations against. I was like, okay, I'm not saintly. I'm not saintly. I let one little thing disturb me.
But, a lot of times, and we may hear, as a matter of fact, I think we are going to hear things like this coming from the mouth of Vritrasura. But the idea, like warriors, these Vedic warriors, and, these Kshatriyas, they would often say things like, and even there it's in the Bhagavad Gita, like the warriors welcome these opportunities to die on the battlefield. And in a similar way, we can welcome that some insignificant person may use rough words against us.
We welcome insults. There we go.
We can welcome the insults because
away,
of the accusations, because they do give us. How else will we have the opportunity to really demonstrate, not just theoretically, but practically, to Krishna that, Krishna, we've embraced you in our heart so deeply that we'll absorb, or you could not necessarily absorb, but like we will be unaffected by harsh words spoken against us, because we know within the heart of that person there's your devotee. We know that we've behaved in ways where we have this coming at us as a karmic reaction. We know that our connection to you is so real and deep that why should any temporary movements of this illusory material realm, why should they disturb our meditation, our connection with you? And so we accept them, and they just kind of like roll off our backs like water off the back of a duck, right?
Right off the back of a duck. I've actually done that. I've actually poured water on a duck.
It run off?
Just runs off, like beads up and runs off. It's quite fascinating. Maybe probably helps them float. do you think about that, Mara? Okay, let's go on with this. The Asuras, who are never devotees of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lost their pride fighting when they found all their endeavors futile. Leaving aside their leader, even in the very beginning of the fight, they decided to flee because all of their prowess had been taken away by the enemy.
Yeah, that's they must have been they must have been really shook up, because these are well-established warriors. To run from the battlefield like that is uncharacteristic.
Ignoble.
Yeah.
Seeing this army broken and all the Asuras, even those known as great heroes, fleeing the battlefield out of intense fear, Vritrasura, who was truly a great-minded hero, smiled and spoke the following words.
And listen to him. He's big, he's powerful, he's fearsome. And he's noble, even though he's a demon.
According to his position and the time and circumstances, Vritrasura, the hero amongst the heroes, spoke words that were much to be appreciated by thoughtful men. He called to the heroes of the demons, O Viprachiti, O Namuchi, O Puluma, O Maya.
Hold it, Raghunath. You're not doing this in the dramatic thing. He's a warrior calling out on the battlefield. He's not like Krishna calling the cows.
I was being very elegant.
No, he's not elegant out there. He's like,
he is very elegant.
No. He's like heroic in battle right now.
Okay, I got you.
There you go.
Oh, Viprachiti, O Namuchi, O Pulama, O Maya, O Anarva, O Sambara, please hear me and do not flee. Vritrasura said, all living entities who have taken birth in this material world must die. Surely no one in this world has found any means to be saved from death. Even Providence has not provided a means to escape it. Under the circumstances, death being inevitable, if one can gain promotion to the higher planetary systems and always be celebrated here by dying a suitable death, what man will not accept such a glorious death?
It's like, wouldn't you get behind him? He was saying that kind of stuff.
Yeah. They meet a glorious death, and both are very rare. One is to die after performing mystic yoga, especially bhakti yoga, by which one can control the mind and the living force and die absorbed in the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? That's like Grandfather Bhishma. Huh?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The second is to die in the battlefield, leading the army and never showing one's back. These two kinds of death are recommended in Shastras as glorious.
Two types of glorious death, right? Bhishma was kind of both.
Yeah, he was in the battlefield and he was calling Lord Krishna.
But I think even like this warrior's death, right? Where it's like, I'm going to go out on the battlefield. I know I'm fighting for a good cause. I won't turn my back, right? I'm no matter how treacherous the battle becomes, you know, I'm prepared to die because I have faith, you know. I think there's something inspiring in that, even for the non-warrior, you know.
Yeah.
To be ready to die a glorious death, giving my life in service. You know, one way or another. If I give my life in service, what should I fear? You know, there's something beautiful in that.
It'd be pretty cool to die in a kirtan, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
She's like,
would you like me to arrange that?
It's like
why is Kasuba sneaking up behind Raghunath with a rope, with a noose?
I didn't mean being killed by another person. I meant just like leaving your body,
Yeah,
we're all gonna have to die. I'm with Vritrasura here. We're all gonna have to die. Let's do it.
Oh, here's Chapu shared from the purport. Everyone, this is Prabhupada saying, everyone should be ready to die while performing glorious deeds.
Mm-hmm.
A glorious person is not meant to meet death like cats and dogs, unless it's a glorious dog. Like sometimes dogs have glorious.
Yeah,
deaths.
die like fighting off a bear.
Cats don't do that.
Cats don't die glorious deaths.
They don't fight for you. Cats don't step up and fight for you. A dog will step up and die for you. A cat,
My
no.
cats, I love my cats. They're great cats. They will not die for me.
Yeah.
Okay, my dog's almost dead. I can't even say.
That was the end of the chapter, Rogana.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
but we can
well,
start the
that's
next chapter if you like.
style there. Mara, what do you think?
We could start the next chapter.
Let's just see the next chapter. What is the next? We have got like 7 minutes. Not a lot of time. The transcendental qualities of Vritrasura are going to be talked about.
It just kind of continues.
All right. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, O Vritrasura, the commander-in-chief of the demons, advised his lieutenants in the principles of Dharma. But the cowardly demoniac commanders, intent upon fleeing the battlefield, were so disturbed by fear that they could not accept his words.
Wow, they really lost it. It must have been a fearsome battle.
Sure.
And they had Vritrasura on their side. I mean,
yeah. O king, the demigods, taking advantage of a favorable opportunity presented by time, attacked the army of the demons from the rear and began driving away the demoniac soldiers, scattering them here and there as if their army had no leader. Seeing the pitiable condition of his soldiers, Vritrasura, the best of the asuras, who is called Indra Satru, the enemy of Indra, was very much aggrieved. Unable to tolerate such reverses, he stopped and forcefully rebuked the demigods, speaking the following words in an angry mood.
Okay, so you got to do this in the right mood, right now. But here we get an example of this. He's going to speak to the chivalry of the warrior. He's going to speak to the dharma of the warrior.
Okay. Oh, demigods! These demoniac soldiers have taken birth uselessly. Indeed, they have come from the bodies of their mothers exactly like stool.
Whoa, that's a little heavy.
It's a little heavy.
He was upset.
I was a little upset to use that foul language. What is the benefit of killing such enemies from behind while they are running in fear? One who considers himself a hero should not kill an enemy who is afraid of losing his life. Isn't that interesting? You shouldn't kill somebody who's afraid.
No, they should back down and accept. They also don't come and fight back. Once they walk off the battlefield, it's like, okay, I surrender.
Yeah, I get it. You're a coward. It's like there's like a dignity and a pride that comes with this chivalry.
Yeah, but you don't you don't kill them
anymore.
After they let you live.
One who can. What do you think about like
that was like when I got
Aaron Burr and they'd have these duels? Okay, you talking crap about me online? Let's have a duel.
I challenge you to a duel. And then you take your gloves off and you slap him in the face.
And you take a gun, you open the gun, the box of guns, you pick a pistol, and you take 18 steps and you turn. Who was that?
It doesn't seem to make sense to me. The Wild West things. The Wild West seemed made more sense. It's like you got to be fast. That one just seemed like you had to have good aim, and if both of you had good aim, you both die.
Yeah, and also how do you? What if you turn a little quick? Because sometimes you do things quickly. And you turn quick and shot the guy. Or
then they kill you too.
No, they don't.
I think.
And you've killed the guy.
No, but I think someone's watching this all take place.
Killing them? No, I've never.
Yeah, you can't cheat.
There's like an umpire of a duel.
Exactly.
Wait, Catherine A says yes, of course. You know these things, Catherine? How do you know about duels? Oh, you saw Hamilton. Okay. There's an umpire of a duel. All right. I didn't see it. All right. Where are we? Mara?
Okay. Text 5.
I'm still on text. I'm still on text 4, I think.
No. You're still.
I stopped.
Not killing enemies. Such killing is never glorious.
I stopped after stool. What is the benefit of killing such enemies from behind while they are running in fear? One who considers himself a hero should not kill an enemy who is afraid of losing his life. Such killing is never glorious, nor can it promote one to the heavenly planets.
So they should be ashamed of attacking an enemy that's running away, is what he's saying.
That's what he's saying, yeah. No insignificant demigods, if you truly have faith in your heroism, if you have patience in the cores of your hearts, and if you are not ambitious for sense gratification, please stand before me for a moment.
All right.
Okay, bring it on.
Bring it on, right?
Bring it on.
I'm here. Come on, bring it on.
Yeah.
So he's
Like some
challenged them now.
Stool
And now
talking.
yeah, it's one thing to go chasing some guy that's running off the battlefield. It's another thing to stand up to Richard Sora. Tomorrow, the Devas are going to have to stand up against Richard Sora, and he's going to be like, "Bring it on."
Yeah. All right. Warriors. Warrior.
Karuna has asked me not to sneak up behind you with a noose during the kirtan. I promise,
Thank
Karuna.
you.
I will
Thank
not
you,
do that.
Karuna, for trying to save me from
I thought he
Kostuba's.
wanted. I thought he wanted it. I thought you were sending us a message like that's what you wanted when you said that.
Don't give him a reason to kill me. Okay. Miss Mara, what did you learn today, Miss Mara?
I got some good takeaways, including that duels have umpires.
They do.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Sun kirtan can bring you to the spiritual world.
Oh,
Yep.
it does when it's done right.
When it's done right. Okay.
Reject the aspects of religion that prevent us from uniting.
Reject it.
Reject it.
Join together in kirtan and break down all the barriers.
Join
Break
together
down
with the band.
walls!
Great personalities are not disturbed by insults.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's my takeaway for today.
Next time I get insulted, which
Yeah.
happens on a regular basis.
Probably because I'm saying this is going to come my way. Like, oh, you want that test? I'll give you that test. Boom.
Well, the next one is welcome
Works-
insults
works
as
that
an
way.
opportunity.
Welcome insults as an opportunity. Why doesn't everybody just put an insult on me on the board right now? Just, I'll see how
You
I
look
feel.
old.
You look not you.
Why should anything in this illusory world disturb our connection to Krishna?
Why?
Don't let it.
Be ready to die a glorious death.
Sometimes I
ready,
say that.
Raghunath?
It's like I'm ready to die. Didn't we have this conversation last week? I'm ready to
Bring
die.
it
I'm
on.
like, no, I'm not ready to die. I've got a plan. I got stuff to do. I got to.
When you're
Don't let
ready to die, it gives you a lot of power in life. You know?
Oh yeah, it gives you a lot of
I'm
power.
ready to die.
Oh, Karuna says, Rago, you don't deserve any insults.
Oh,
Thank you,
Karuna.
Karuna. Sometimes she's very nice to me, and sometimes she's mean to me. She is. Sometimes she'll say, Raghunath, stop interrupting Kastuba.
That's not mean though.
That's not being mean. Yeah. That's being nice to me. Thank you, Karuna.
Don't let fear prevent you from hearing truth.
Fear
Okay.
prevents you
Alright.
from hearing truth.
If you give your life in service, what fear of death is there?
Oh, that's good.
That's real. That's real.
And
And
dressed like a cowherd boy.
There you go.
dress like a cowherd boy for real.
I had to own it, Raghunath. I just had to own it. You know, I would have felt really weak if I
would've
like
loved
started
to
taking
see
it.
you walking around with us.
I think it would have been really weak if I started taking it all off. You know, it would have been like,
It's just, yeah.
no, you got to own it, right?
It's like going to a
Sannyasis
costume
are
party, no one's
there.
in costume.
Sannyasis are there. I'm walking around like a
Well,
coward
also,
boy.
you're
That's-
not a guy to dress up so much. I could see myself doing it, but for you, it's
Right.
like it's a lot. You're like, I'm gonna go in costume today. I'm gonna dress like a coward boy. I dress like a gopi.
that would be another thing. That wouldn't be appreciated. By who?
By who? By the Vaishnavas.
No. Only the Sahajas would appreciate that.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, so Mara, could you save the include that link in the
Yeah, I'll include
got
it in the
that?
show notes. I copied
What are you
it.
guys talking about?
Great.
You guys having private conversations on the show?
The
No,
link
you've
for
been
the
here.
YouTube video of the kirtan that
Of the kirtan.
Stuba was talking about.
Okay.
Nothing private.